mean, now that you guys had the press conference, have you kind of gotten a little bit of a different feeling of this fight per se, especially from the media per se, and just knowing that it's a real competitive fight?
To me, all of them are competitive fights. Anytime a person throwing a punch at your head, that's a competitive fight. So to me, we never sleep on any fighter. So all we could do is bring the best version of us and let the chips fall where they may. So we look forward to the fight. We look forward to the fight, testing ourselves and seeing what's up. And after this one, like I said, it's the world title. We fight for tank title.
To be honest with you, this is I don't want to say a big step up, but this is a step up from the last fight for sure. He has great timing. He punches with both hands. He opposes a completely different threat than a Tevin Farmer does. I mean, you tell me, do you feel like you have to prepare more smartly to be able to go at a Jojo Diaz versus a Tevin Farmer? Because you guys had no respect for Tevin, like none.
We don't got no respect for none of them. None of them that's trying to hurt my son, we got respect for. Listen, boxing is not a sport. It's combat. You could die in there. People is paying to see you get your face beat in. So how could you respect a man? Once that bell ring, that's respect is gone. You might not make it back to your family. So for us, we glad JoJo took the fight, agreed to take the fight because a lot of people wouldn't take the fight. They was running. A lot of people turned the fights down. Um, and we just glad he's stepping into the ring and Floyd get to gain some experience off him.
Tell me, the other names that didn't want to get into the ring, were those names per se, I don't know, are better than a Jojo Diaz?
Better than everybody got a level on better than. I don't know what's better than. I mean, he's Olympian. The reason it's a step up is because Tevin didn't have a big pedigree as an amateur. He started late in his career, where JoJo was a decorated amateur, became an Olympian, went on to become a champion and everything else and fight some of the best of his time. So, it's a huge step up, but we not worried.
I see there's respect with one another with both fighters,
Mhm.
but it seems to me that because you guys are like you guys were familiar with each other, that I feel like the closer the fight gets, it's gonna get a lot more heated. You tell me.
Nah. I think it's a little more relaxed due to that great therapy, you know, that I continue to take. So I think that's where it's at, and our surroundings is different. The people that we around are different. So the mannerisms, the characteristics, everything got to change and be different. To me, that JoJo is just a man going to feed his family. We commend him for that, and we hope he make it out safely. But you already know our goal, especially you. How many interviews we did? We coming for all the titles. All the titles will be ours. Every single one of them. Even the WBO and the WBC. All we got to grab is the WBA first and go on over to that IBF and fight Cruz, and then go unify those titles and move up. So that's still the goal. None of that changed, no matter who's in front of us.
You mentioned Cruz. I mean, why did you mention Cruz? I mean, do you don't think that you think he's gonna beat Mordecai?
Whichever one win, we the mandatory after whoever win. So I believe that his foot movement would trick Mortai. I believe Mortai have a long night against that Cuban boxing style.
Oh, okay. So you favor Andy in the fight. You feel like he might secure
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, I feel like he might secure it due to some good boxing. I think he'll win it in decision. I don't think nobody knocking each other out in that fight.
Yeah. You think that Andy's just a little smarter,
His pedigree is deeper.
way deeper.
Right, his pedigree, he's seen a lot in the ring, so he'll be able to adapt and make changes. So I believe that he's going that route and that will get him that belt. And then we're gonna go get it from him.
How do you go against something like that? Someone that has an extensive pedigree, just like a JoJo Diaz, just like an Andy Cruz. I mean, like, how do you go about something like that, knowing that you don't have that experience, but you have other tools? What goes into camp?
Well, it might sound rude, or it might sound a little barbaric because that's just the sport we're in. But the goal is you got to break their face, you got to break their nose, you got to break their lung. You got to break them where they can't breathe, and then all that technique they learn leave, and now the adrenaline start going and the survival start going, and they can't flee. All they could do is try to fight. And when a person is wounded, a wounded animal, he make a lot of mistakes, and he would get checkmated. So the goal with them is just to break them.
No, and one thing about JoJo, right? He hasn't really been stopped. Would you say? I mean, do you feel like that was a premature stoppage with the Oscar Duarte?
Either way, Tevin haven't been stopped like that either. So
Good, good. I like the answer. I
because
like
we
the
can't we
answer.
can't leave it up to the judges. That's not in our game plan because a lot of times, in politics and judges, sometimes if you leave it in other people's hands, things might not come out right. And there's nothing you could do about it after that. All you could do is handle it while you're in that ring. So our goal is not to let it get to the judges, any of them.